How's it going, everybody? This is Dave from Crux Motorsports. I'm going to be showing you today how to do the window chrome delete on the Chevy Tahoe. This will work for the current generation Chevy Tahoe, as well as the GMC Yukon and the Cadillac Escalade. This is a pre-cut kit. You will be required to trim a little bit on these lower and upper window pieces, but as far as the front and the rear piece, that's going to be pre-cut. Probably not going to need a heat gun for this installation, but if you have a hairdryer or heat gun, it might not be a bad idea to keep that on hand. So I'm going to be starting by showing you the rear and the front pieces. Those are going to be the hardest to apply. I'm going to do that in real time, and then I'm going to speed through the upper and the lower pieces because that's very straightforward. So the kit that we're going to be showing you is the gloss black kit. This is an air release film, so it's applied completely dry. It's going to primarily match your B-pillar trim. I do have this available in a satin as well as a matte black if you're trying to go for a different look. So let's go ahead and get started on the rears, and then I'm going to show you the fronts. We'll do the upper and lower, and then we'll show you what it looks like when it's done. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start with this back section. I did already clean this. So this is going to be an air release wrap film. It's made by Avery. So what that means is you're going to have air release channels on the adhesive side. So it is completely a dry, wow, it's completely installed dry. So I'm going to start at the bottom and line it up. You're going to have an overhang that's going to wrap around the edge. So just keep that in mind when you're aligning. This film is repositionable, so if you don't stick it down all the way, you're gonna have an issue pulling it back out. Just trying to make sure that I have it up far enough to cover everything here. So now what I'm doing is just working down the material slowly, because if you bunch the material up, you can't get a crease in it. If you do get a crease, you can pull it back up to work that crease back out. With a little bit of heat, it will come out. So once the primary face is applied and pressed down, we're going to go ahead and tuck the rest of the material. I'm going to go grab a squeegee since I've never prepared it. So I said earlier in the video, you're not going to need a heat gun. You probably will. So if you're lying. So if you don't have a heat gun, you can also use a hair dryer. Same idea. What you're doing is just heating the material to allow it to become a little bit more pliable. And then you're just going to work it down. For this edge, you just quickly heat it. And you can use a squeegee to get in that little crease. Same thing on the back edge. Let me start with my finger just to start to roll it around that edge. Then we use a squeegee to come in You get that material seated in there. So now you're left with the bottom rounded section. And then the top. And at the very edge where that chrome stops, you just heat and use your fingertip to press that around. So this is the rear section. I'm gonna move on to the front door now and show you that one. So the front door is a little bit awkward just because you have the mirror to contend with and the shape of the overlay. But the nice thing about this material too is it won't stick until you apply pressure to it. So first you want to start by lining it. We're going to start at the bottom. Just make sure everything is covered. What I'm doing is I'm lightly tacking it down and then I guess gradually adding a little bit of pressure to pull the film so it covers all the chrome here. So once you have it in place, start to press down the center section. Actually, the bottom I had a little bit low. I'm going to just raise that up just maybe a 32nd of an inch. It was just a little bit off. So continue to work down that material. And now with this area, there's actually a rubber gasket that runs around there that you could get the squeegee underneath and sort of press that overhang under that gasket. And we're going to do the same at the bottom. And then on the top edge. and the bottom edge. All right, so I'm gonna have to hit this area with a little bit of heat, just so it works around that corner. All right, so now that these two areas are applied, we're gonna go ahead and move on to the upper and lower door trims. And I'm gonna show you how to do that. I'm gonna speed up the video just because it is a boring process, but you'll get a good idea of how to put them on. Basically, it's just aligning the lower trims. You're gonna wanna align it at the very topmost, and then the upper trim, you're gonna wanna align it at the bottommost area and work your way up. On the upper trim, I'm gonna start on the front and work my way back just because it does have the curve in it. So that makes it a little bit more difficult, but as long as you keep a little bit of tension on the film, not overstretching it, but a little bit of tension, you'll be fine. All right, for the next portion, I'm gonna speed up this part of the video, but you're gonna have these strips, which are gonna be your uppers and lowers. So you're gonna have driver's rear upper, which is gonna be this piece, driver's front upper, the curved piece, driver's front lower, which is gonna be this, and driver's rear lower, which is gonna be this piece. So you are gonna have two, one for the driver's side, one for the passenger side. So you will see me probably trimming these edges. At the very end, I'm gonna hit that with a heat gun just to sort of roll it around the edge. But remember that you wanna align the bottom with this upper edge, then you're gonna align the top with this lower edge. On the top piece, there's a gasket that you could work the material back down in. So if you want to leave a little bit of overhang there and just work it in with the squeegee, that would be ideal too. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Alright, so here's the kit fully installed. Again, this is the gloss black. And as you notice in the sped up part of the video, I trimmed these edges. What you do is basically just run your blade right down the edge of that, and then just use your fingertips to press that in. So this is available on our website. There's a link in the video description below. This is a gloss black, gonna closest match to the other trims on your vehicles. You have a satin black, a matte black, and a metallic gloss black available as well. If you have any questions, let us know. We're gonna be working on some more stuff for this vehicle, so keep an eye out for that in the coming weeks. Thanks for watching.